Hi, I'm Bobby from You Are the Miracle. I'm here today to help you to continue to do what you love to do by improving mobility, strength, stability, and preventing injury. So let's get started today. On your next inhale, arms overhead. Inhaling, arms up. Arms out to the side. Elongated. The hips open to the long edge. The right side of the body. Extend hand, right arm across to the left knee. So this class is going to be a classic yin yoga class. And what this does is it helps to release hips and pelvis and low back. And the postures are held for a longer duration, which helps to release fascia. And our hips and pelvis tend to be really tight, especially because most of us sit for long durations throughout the day, whether it be at a desk, driving, or at home. And so what these will do is they will help to release the fascia, and that is only done by long holds. What you may notice, and I want to kind of pre-warn you about, you may feel agitated, you may feel irritated, because we live in a society that is go, go, go. And so to sit in that kind of discomfort, a little bit of tension, can be really agitating. So if you feel this way, perfect, this is exactly what you needed. So just a nice forewarning there. And let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So you may notice that your knees are off of the ground, and that's okay. So if you can use a couple blocks. You can also use a few pillows if you don't have blocks. And what you're going to do is you're going to start here by growing up through the top of the crown. And then you're just going to hinge forward slightly. And that may be a very slight motion, and that's okay. But you're going to begin to bring yourself forward, tuck your chin into your chest, and you're going to release here. So allowing your body to naturally breathe to start. And then you're going to focus in on that 3-part breath. So breathing in to the belly, the ribs, and the collarbones. Letting go. Two more breaths. As you breathe, you're breathing into the back side of the body. On your exhale, slowly rising up. We're going to extend the right leg out to the side, left leg bent, left foot to the inside of the right leg. We'll square the hips to the right leg, crown lifted. We're going to release both legs, shoulders sliding down the back, breathing here. On your next inhale, arms overhead. We're going to then hinge forward, leading with the belly button, then releasing the upper body until you find your edge, then releasing the arms and letting the elbows soften. So chin tucked into chest. We'll lower the left shoulder down towards the mat. You can place the hands around the leg wherever you land. Keeping the chin tucked and breathing here. We'll allow the left glute to sink a little deeper, letting go.
Allowing yourself to sink a little deeper possibly. Maybe the hands walk forward a little more. And then letting the upper body sink even deeper. Breathing into the back side body. And extending through that left side body. All the way from the hip out through the left fingertips. And chin tucked in to just slowly rising up. From here, you're going to bring the left foot forward, left foot footprinting the wall beside you. You're going to then shift to the left side and you're going to draw the right leg out from the right hip. The right foot is going to footprint the wall behind you. And then you're going to square the hips. So you're going to kind of root into the right hip and tent the fingers to allow the upper body to extend. And so this may look a little different with tension in the hips, but finding where you're at, trying to find as much length as you can, and then once again, allowing yourself to sink in, the eyes to close, finding your 3-part breath as you let go. Rooting into that right hip a little deeper. So imagining that right hip sinking down. 5 more breaths. And then from here, we're going to shift into the left hip once again, and I'm just going to change positioning here. What you're going to do is you're going to extend the right leg out behind you, the left knee bent in front, and then option to remain up using the heels of the hands. Gentle bend in the elbow, shoulders down the back. So option 1. Option 2 is to lower down. You can use stacked fists, stacked hands, or you can even extend the arms out long. Option to remain right where you're at for 5 more breaths, or if you would like a little extra twist to release the low back, you can bring your right arm across. You're going to bend the elbow and you're going to lower onto the right shoulder. So this is obviously a little more advanced here, but you can release the head down onto the mat. Left arm can wrap around the low back, and we can breathe here. 4 more breaths.
And if you were twisted, coming back to center. If you're down, just slowly rising up. From here, you're going to tuck the right toes, and you're going to bring the left knee out to the left side. And we're going to lower down onto our bellies here, and the left foot is going to footprint the wall behind you. Elbows are going to come out nice and wide. You can tuck the right toes to lift the right hip off the mat, just allowing the hip and pelvis to align. And then once again, forehead resting, finding your 3-part breath. And then on your exhale, slowly shifting back, hands under your shoulders. We can extend the left leg back to meet the right, tucking the toes. We can rise up. We're going to come back to a seat. This time, the right knee bent, right foot to the inside of the left leg. And then we're going to shift to square the hips to the left leg. Fingers tent, crown lifted, 2 breaths here. Shoulders down the back. Inhaling, arms overhead. Extending, shifting forward with the belly button. The upper body shifts forward. And then once you've found your edge, releasing arms, elbows softening, chin tucked into chest. Breathing into the back side of the body. And with each exhale, imagining the upper body sinking closer to the left leg. And shifting a little deeper, possibly walking the hands a little further away from the body and sinking in, chin tucked. Releasing the legs. And on your exhale, slowly rising up. We're going to shift to bring the right foot forward, right foot footprinting the wall beside you. Left leg extending out to the side, left foot footprinting the wall behind you. This time the left hip will sink down into the floor, fingers tent. Growing through the top of the crown as we lengthen through the spine. Shoulders sliding down the back, breathing here. Sinking a little deeper into that left hip. Finding your breath. then shifting in to the right bent knee. And once again, I'm going to shift my positioning just to come onto my mat. From here, the left leg extended out behind you, right knee bent. You can remain up or lowering down, elbows wide, forehead resting, or extending the arm. And for the last 5 breaths, option to remain where you are, or this time we're going to bend the left arm, bringing it in front of the right knee, lowering the left ear onto the mat, and then option to wrap the right arm around the low back. And slowly coming back to center, rising up. We'll tuck the left toes, shifting the right knee out to the right side, right foot footprinting the wall behind you, lowering down, elbows wide. We can tuck the left toes this time, shifting the left hip and pelvis out. We'll bring elbows wide, forehead resting on stacked hands. Connecting with your breath as you release the right hip down towards the floor. And then slowly bringing hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to draw the right leg back to meet the left. We'll bring both elbows underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, shoulders sliding down the back. And breathing here as we release the low back. As you breathe, you'll feel the breath press into the belly, into the mat. Extending and expanding as you rise up through the collarbones, shoulders sliding down the back. As you exhale, let yourself soften even more into the elbows. And slowly releasing down, hands under your shoulders, toes tuck. We're going to press up. And from here, we're going to step the left foot forward. The left hand to the inside of the left foot. We'll release the right toes, and then we're going to sink in through the hips and pelvis here. Shoulders sliding down the back, crown lifted. Bringing the left hand to the left knee, pressing the left knee away, looking over the left shoulder. Right shoulder sliding down, right hip sinking towards the mat. And drawing the left knee back to center. From here, we're going to shift back into the right bent knee, leaving the left leg extended. And so option here to keep the left toes down, you can shift forward, or you can allow the left toes to shift towards the sky, and then allowing your upper body to sink here. So we want to create length through the back of the left leg, and then allowing yourself to sink in, remembering to release resistance, and imagine that left hamstring melting. And at first it may be very imaginary, and that's okay. Just with each exhale, trying to imagine yourself letting go of some of that residual tension within the body. Chin tucked deeply into chest. Five more nice deep breaths here, remembering your 3-part breath. And then slowly shifting forward, we'll tuck the right toes, shifting the left foot back, and then stepping the right foot forward. Left knee down onto the mat, both hands to the inside of the right foot, allowing yourself to sink in here, shoulders down the back, releasing hips and pelvis. Right hand to the right knee, pressing the right knee away. Right elbow softens, looking over the right shoulder. Breathing here. Right knee back to center. And then we're going to shift back into the left bent knee. So once again, we can root down through the right big toe, releasing the upper body over the right leg. Or we can shift to extend the right toes towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and allowing our upper body to extend here. Chin tucked into chest deeply. And once again, imagining the right hamstring this time, releasing, softening. And slowly shifting forward. From here, we're going to shift to come on to a seated position. And we're going to take the legs out long and wide. From here, shifting forward to complete our class. So you can extend the upper body, you can walk the hands away to wherever your edge is. Chin tucked into chest and letting go. And knowing that this can be your hinge forward. So trying not to judge where you're at. The only way that we get there is by practicing and showing up. So start where you're at and allow that edge to continually grow. And slowly rising up. And that is a yin class. So your hips should feel a little more relaxed, a little more at ease. And that can help to release the low back, the hamstrings, and improve sitting, standing, moving, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope you enjoyed.